Hello and welcome to this lecture on brief history of Java. In the last 2 decades, undoubtedly Java has been one of the strongest programming languages in the world. Java initially started as a project in Sun Microsystem called Greentalk. It was initially named as Oak, but in 1995 it was renamed as Java. Java 1.0 alpha was released in the same year for download. At the end of this video, you should be able to understand the early phase of Java and its evolution, list different versions of Java, which year it was released, describe what is known as Java community process. In the initial days, Sun Microsystem wanted to have some applications developed for embedded systems such as microwave ovens, washing machines, coffee vending machines, and so on. Initial idea was to use C++, but then Patrick Norton who is a very good expert in C++, he was really frustrated with a lot of points from C++. And in 1992, a team was formed and headed by James Gosling. Today he is known as father of Java, Patrick Norton, a C++ expert, and Mike Sheridan. Now these people started the Greentalk project, and the project used to save the files in the form of a .gt extension. And later they named the project as Oak, as Oak programming language and part of the Green project. But in 1995, they made a research on trademarks, and Oak was already registered under Oak Technologies. So it was renamed. There were many names came up, and James Gosling suggested as Java. And then in 1995, the same year, Java 1.0 alpha was released for download. JDK, which stands for Java Development Kit, the version 1.0 was released on 23rd Jan 1996. JDK alpha and beta both were released in 1995. JDK 1.0, a complete release was done in 23rd Jan 1996. 19 February 1997 was the release for JDK 1.1. Now this had a lot of bug fixes in 1.0, and they had a lot of methods, APIs deprecated from the previous versions, which means you shouldn't be using it anymore. The major game changer was the J2SE 1.2 in December 1998. Now this had new features added in terms of the networking applications, AWT or Windows-based applications, and so on. Now here is the name that started as Java 2, somewhere like Java 2 Enterprise Edition, Java 2 Standard Edition, Java 2 Micro Edition. In the year 2000, J2SE 1.3 was released with major and minor changes. Now J2SE 1.4, which is also a landmark era because this was released under open source, which means Sun Microsystem, even though they started with that, but the entire JDK community started supporting this. It was released in 2002. So from that point onwards, we won't be using anything called J2EE or J2SE. So we simply call it as Java, a Java Standard Edition, Java Enterprise Edition, Java Micro Edition, and so on. Now Java SE 5, it was also called as Tiger, it was released in 2004. Now this is the second largest benchmark on Java versions. Now some of the new features, very useful features such as annotations, a loop to iterate over collections, and many such features were introduced. And in 2006 December, Java SE 6, 2011 July, Java SE 7, and then of course in the 2014 year, so you have Java SE 8 was released. Now when we are talking about Java SE 1.4 onwards, we are talking about a community process or a bunch of people, companies involved in terms of development of Java API. And if I ask somebody what exactly or who exactly owns Java, now people come up with various answers such as Sun Microsystem, Oracle, Apache, IBM, and so on, but it's actually a community-driven initiative. And this is available in the form of an organization called Java Community Process. The website is Java Community Process or jcp.org, and it is currently being managed by Oracle, earlier by Sun Microsystem. Now this is basically where people can release their new set of Java APIs in the form of what's called JSRs, or Java Specification Requests. Now for every release, such as for example a compiler or a runtime or an API such as JDBC or a JSP or servlets, you will have separate JSRs. Now Java specification request for the language itself is called JLS. For example, how a for loop works, how a while loop works, how an iteration is supposed to be done, they're all available in this particular specification. So this is one of the places that as a beginner you should go and explore, because tomorrow if somebody asks you where do you find information about Java, now this is the first hand information. Let's summarize what we discussed now. Now Java started as an initial project at Sun Microsystem. Java 1.0 alpha was released in 1995, and since then it has gone through various versions. The latest version as of today is Java SE 8, released in the year 2014. Now JCP is one other thing that you should know, because Java community process drives Java. So any new releases, new talks, everything comes from here.